Buckle up, folks! Today we're embarking on a journey through the perilous base locations in Muldraugh. These aren't your typical safe havens. They are potential disasters waiting to unfold. This video will scrutinize these base locations based on accessibility, defensibility, and available resources, applying the lessons from our Best Locations series. Grab your sledgehammer because we're breaking down each of these locations. Now let's talk about the Holy Grace Church, right next to the gated community in the heart of the city. You can sense that something horrible happened here, marking one of the darkest stories Project Zomboid has to offer. While we won't delve into it in this video, beyond the horrific feeling you get the first time you walk through these doors, there is the terrifying sensation when you scavenge the place and find nothing of value. Essentially, a trip here is just wasted time, with the only loot available being disassembling material. If you decide to take shelter here, you'll have to fence off 16 entry points, quite a high number for the size of this place. Additionally, there isn't any type of fence surrounding the area, leaving you truly unprotected. In terms of points of interest, you have two fully gated warehouses to the west, a convenience store and a medical store to the north, and another warehouse to the south, so at least you'll have plenty of POIs to explore if you choose this location. The thing is, with both the warehouses and the gated community right across the street, why would you choose a place like the church to create your base? Well, truth be told, there's only one good reason why someone will dare to take shelter here, and that's the fact that this place secretly holds a second floor not noticeable to the naked eye, thanks to the game's isometric view, so you can still transform this lackluster location into one of the best and most secret spots in town, and nobody will notice. Simply build wooden floors, except for the places where there's flooring already, and be careful to position the base in a way that isn't noticeable from the outside. You'll have the advantage of being covered by the church's linen roofing, allowing you to build a farming area outside without anyone noticing. If you want to master the art of creating secret bases and gain an advantage over other Zomboid players, be sure to click on the video on the top right corner right now. If you haven't noticed before, Muldraugh is kind of a dead town, and I don't mean that only in regards to zombies. If you've paid attention while playing here, you would have noticed a ton of abandoned buildings, plenty of structures painted with graffiti, and a bunch of trash. So yeah, definitely before the zombie virus, Muldraugh wasn't in the best place. They were definitely having some trouble, and one of those abandoned structures makes it to our fourth spot on the list, the abandoned offices in the southern corner of the city. With 24 entrances to the main facility, it sure ain't going to be a walk in the park to secure this place. The whole complex is surrounded only by a thin layer of woodland, but despite that, you'll encounter heavy numbers here, and it will take you a long time to clear the area. One advantage this place has over other locations on the list is that it has a stair leading directly to the roof, where you could eventually farm crops or upgrade your base. Other than that, the facility doesn't offer many amenities, only a bunch of offices and bathrooms. You won't find any sort of food or valuable resources here other than the office supplies for disassembling materials. Granted, you could sleep on a chair for a couple of weeks, but eventually you'll be forced to travel somewhere else to get a bed and all the supplies you need, so the place itself is incapable of sustaining you for more than a few days. In terms of POIs, this place is somewhat covered. Here you'll find a storage facility, two warehouses, a police station, a grocery store, a bookstore, and a VHS store. There are definitely better places around that will sustain your character and make it last longer. Up next, we have the abandoned restaurant. This place is located right in front of the highway connecting Muldraugh with West Point. It might seem like a prime location for a base. Still, the building is abandoned for a reason, as the only noteworthy point of interest you'll find nearby are two fully gated warehouses to the east and the elementary school to the north. To the south, you'll find a small cluster of houses and more abandoned buildings that are also bad places to hunker down. That's about it. If you hunker down here, eventually supplies will run dry and you'll have to venture further into the city, but that's the least of your problems, as this place's defensibility is non-existent. In order to make it here, you'll have to fence off 18 entry points, most of them being windows with no curtains, so you will definitely be seen by the countless hordes of zombies. And let me tell you, this place is crowded with sets. Definitely not a good place to start, especially if you're new to the game. You might have noticed that we haven't discussed any specific single house in Muldraugh, and that's because the place is filled with small houses that make terrible base location. While there are exceptions like houses in the gated community, most single houses in Muldraugh are subpar. So instead of focusing on a particular one, let's talk about an entire area of houses that are unsuitable for hunkering down. We are of course referring to the trailer park situated in the eastern part of the city. No single house in this trailer park is ideal, and they won't offer any advantages for your survival. The area comprises 21 nearly identical trailer houses with loot ranging from canned supplies and perishables to magazines and books. Each house boasts at least 6 entrances, a considerable number for such a small place. The zombie population tends to be vast, with different clusters dispersed throughout the area, and upgrading the houses to create something safer will certainly take a significant amount of time and resources. In terms of POIs, you'll only find the Waits Motel, amusingly similar to the real-world Muldraugh's trailer park in Kentucky. It doesn't offer much aside from a small room that could spawn tools and weapons. There's also a small shed in the middle of the trailer park that might provide additional tools and weapons. Another POI is the food market, a couple of blocks to the south, offering some perishables and canned food boxes, but nothing noteworthy. This place is secluded and far from most other POIs in town, so you'll need to make do with what you have. If you're a new player and find yourself spawned here, I would recommend leaving for a better location, like the gated community. In a real-life zombie scenario, where would you rather hunker down, a trailer park or a gated community? Any thoughts on which spot could give you better chances for the long haul? Number 1 spot, we have the abandoned cabins north of the city. To be honest, there is not much to say about this place other than it is a terrible choice. Bye. Now, in all seriousness, what are you doing here, man? Stop wasting your time and go find a nicer location. Any other place will do, believe me. The only reason I can see anyone seeking shelter here is if they are up for some weird challenge that involves restoring this place and building a cool base practically from the ground, which, now that I think about it, it could make for a good concept for a YouTube series. Remind me of that later, dear viewers. Other than that, the place excels only in being lackluster. It doesn't have any windows, doors, or a bed, so your character probably won't find a nice and quiet night of rest here. There are no points of interest and no resources other than the vast woodland, but again, you have the far superior and completely walled-off isolated house just a little down south from here. So what's the point? You might be thinking, oh, it could be a good place to hunker down if I ever play against sprinters. And the answer is no. There are far better locations like the North Farm, the abandoned train station, and the isolated forest house. So seriously, if you're playing here, move out. Before we wrap up, a big shout out to our amazing community. Your support means the world to us. Click that subscribe button to join our survival squad. Your small gesture goes a long way helping us stand out on YouTube. And hey, drop your thoughts in the comments. Which location do you think deserves the title of the worst? And as always, happy surviving. Bye bye.